Howdy, Possum Patty here, and I think today we're gonna do a little beach journaling. Come on along. This is my Mermaid's Tail journal. Made this from an old cardboard container and Dollar Tree material and Dollar Tree ephemera there. It's not a very big journal. There's 2 signatures with probably 6 in each because that's what I've been going with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. 2 signatures with 5 in each. Okay, well, that's not a lot of pages, but that's okay. On these, I ripped the edges, give it a nice decal edge. And this is just a Michael's paper pack in here. And as I say all the time, I just usually make plain foundation pages, or they have the designs from the paper pack on them, like that. And then I do them all up when I journal. Like this one has a magnet in it and it opens up. Talk about the day I lost my sunglasses. And this is just a little pocket page. I like interactive. And this is a picture that my niece colored in. Got some journaling on the back about the mermaid's purse. But today it's going to be about don't be crabby. I found this amazing, and I believe I'm not real big on, nature journaling down at the shore. I mean, I'm big on nature journaling down at the shore. I'm just not an expert at what I'm seeing. So I think this is a ghost crab. This is an immature ghost crab, and it's an Atlantic ghost crab. So it is found, I believe, from like Rhode Island, and that's where I found it, in Rhode Island down, south in the Atlantic. And it was the most amazing tiny thing I've seen in a long time. It was teeny, 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 and colored perfectly, just like the sand. I think they call that cryptic coloring. It's like camouflage. It matched the sand perfectly. And I was over at the dunes and I was looking at the flowers, and the sea roses had the hips, the fruit of the rose was turning bright red. And there were some flowers blooming, there were some butterflies and some birds around. And I was looking down in the sand at some shells. That's where I found the mermaid's purse. And it's like this little tiny thing moved. And it looked like sand, and it kind of went like this. And I'm like, what is that? What is that moving around in the sand? And I took a stick and I picked it up and I put it down, and it was like, oh my gosh, that is a crab. It is the tiniest crab, and it was way up in the sand dune. So I'm trying to learn about these crabs now, and I guess the bigger ones aren't the same color. They're like tan or straw colored. But the little ones match the sand perfectly. I guess it's so the birds can't find them, so the birds don't eat them. But the adults do go down into the water and come back, and I guess they breed in the water and come back. But the crabs spend a lot of time on land in the sand, and sometimes they call them sand crabs, or they call them bubble crabs because they make a bubbly noise. Bubble crabs, yes! Bubble crabs, yay! And because they say they make a little bubbly noise. And I don't know if all this information is correct. I still have a lot of research to do on these little crabs. But I just wanted to put it in the journal so I remember. So as I learn more, I can, add add to my knowledge, add to my seashore wisdom. Well, when I was cleaning up the other day, organizing, I found some of these old papers. Now, these papers have to be like 20 years old. And they have like a crayon look to them. Look at that. And this one reminds me of waves. And then there's one, I had a brown one, brown and tan, but I think I used that one all up. But this has a bit of orange down at the bottom. And so this one looks more like the sand dunes to me. And then there's one that's just a big sunshine on a blue sky. And these are very, very old. I mean, this is from back when I thought I was going to be a scrapbooker. And that lasted all of like 2 days. But I've been junk journaling for 2 years, so junk journaling, I guess, is my thing and not scrapbooking. There's not a huge difference between the two, but there is, I guess. So I have these papers. I also have a nice bright sunny yellow to go with the sunshine. And I know these papers are big and the journal is small, but I'm going to use a couple of these, I hope, in the journal on one of those blank pages. But I have to go find the pictures of the crab now and print them out. And I'll meet you over at the other camera. I think I just may go with the sunshine. And do a little journaling on this page, and then I can do some more journaling on this page later. I think I'll save the one that looks like waves for something else, like shells or seaweed or something. And I think I'll save the dunes for some of the flowers that I saw. I think. You know, things always change, always change, always change. Okay, so this size is about 5.5-ish, and it's been ripped at the edge. So this is a 12 by 12, so I just folded it in half. And I'm going to cut it down the middle and then glue the two halves like this. And then I may go ahead and rip the edge a little bit so it matches that. I may do that, I may do that, I may do that. Okay, I printed out a picture of the little crab on the shell. And there he, oops, focus. There he is. And I put a little sticker on there. The printer gives you little stickers. It prints the sticker right out on the photo. And since that doesn't look very much like a crab, it looks like a speck of sand on that shell, I thought I would put a little crab there to show that that's what that is. And this is the actual shell that he was sitting on. So as you can see, it is like the actual size of the real shell. So this is the real size of the crab. And that makes the body, it's so small I might have to use centimeters here. The body is about 1 centimeter, not even a centimeter, or about 1/4 of an inch or so, and then you've got the little legs coming out. So if you count the legs in there, yeah, you know, like 1/2 inch with the legs. And that's how small he is. So you have to picture him sitting like right in there on this shell. Teeny, teeny, tiny, but I guess it's a baby because only the babies are colored this way. And what I need to do is go back online and write a few things down. I don't try to learn everything about every creature and plant and stone I see all at one time. But every time I see it, I like to add a little information to the brain. But the brain is so full of useless information, you know. Sometimes it's hard to get more stuff in there. Okay, let's see. I'm going to slice this down the middle. I'll be right back. Let one cat in, the other cat out. But while I was up, I went and I got this book, Seashores Golden Guide. Now, I wish I had another one that I can cut up, but this is the only one I have, I believe, unless I look downstairs. And it says the sand or ghost crab lives in even drier sand than the fiddler crab. Its protective coloring and quick movements make it seem to disappear right before your eyes. Ooh, yes. That is right. So I can't cut that up, so I might have to write some of that down. Oh, now we got another cat in here. Today's Monday. I was doing the laundry and I was putting things in the closet and I was in and out, in and out. And she was playing her little game and she ran in quick so I didn't see her. And of course I closed the closet door. And then I went about my business and had some lunch and did some more laundry. And then when that laundry was ready to put away, I opened the closet door and it was like, surprise! Who ran out? But this cat that's standing right here, this one right here. Little Miss TT. Little Miss TT. Playing her games. And now she's looking for some loving, like she's been gone for a couple of years, right? Spent 2 hours in the closet. Not only does she run into the closet, she runs into the closet and hides. So you don't even know she's there. But I think she's happy to get out of the closet. So I'm just going to do my pasting here. I haven't figured out, make sure I got the right side, yeah. How am I gonna put the picture on here yet? I thought I looked at this to see which way it would go. And that went down so nicely. Is it this way? No, it can't be this way. It is that way. Mamma mia. So it goes this way. The sun is closer to the middle. Adventures in journaling. Alright, let's see how this looks after it's re-glued. See how it looks. Probably not as nice as it did the first time. Where's my other glue? It's standing up way over there. Gotta put it on its head. I need to take a minute and put some more glue in there. Well, I don't know if we're gonna get back to the beach anymore this season. Although Mr. Possum's talking about visiting lighthouses. And Cape Cod's been on our bucket list here for a couple of years. Our summer bucket list, not the final bucket list. Connecticut does summer bucket lists. Like, what do you want to do this summer? But I thought we'd wait until after Labor Day to go up to the Cape. When it's not so crowded. Alright, get it in there right. Alright, so lay down nice. got a little wrinkled over here. That's okay. That's where I was pulling it up. I know I buy all this paper and then I wind up using trash and junk mail and paper that's been around for a very long time. I'm going to take this journaling card out for right now. I love this paper though. I love that. I love that. I mean, it's not like this paper's trash. It's just been sitting in the basement for 20 years. Okay. Let's see if we can get this one right. Okay, now I'm just going to rip the edge so it matches the decalness. Oh, I guess I better close up my glue, right? Decalness of the edge. And I'm still thinking about how I'm going to lay out the page. I could put Krabby here. I could put Krabby right in the middle. And I just want to do a little journaling. This is going to be kind of a plain Jane page, isn't it? Yes, it is. I do have some sand dunes here. I could put the crab down in the sand dunes. I wonder how that would look. And should the dunes go all the way across or not? I'm not sure. Well, I could put... I was just going to say, I could put the shell on the other page. No, you can't put the shell in the journal. And I already have a picture of the shell right there. And this is called a slipper shell, by the way, in case you didn't know. Because you could, like, slip it on like a slipper. The animal lived in there. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Well, with a crayon background, I can't get too serious on this page, right? So I'm flipping through my little baggie here of summer stickers, beach-like stickers, ice cream stickers. And I found these mermaids. This is a mer cat, sand dollar, a narwhal, a mermaid, some stars made out of sand color there. Look at this gorgeous little turtle here. And another mermaid, and isn't she pretty? Look at the stuff in her hair. I do have to journal. But I could put something whimsical on this page. Pink goes nice with yellow. This is more greens and blues. This one might look better on this, yeah, on a water page. On a water page. But do I want to take up a whole page with this? Maybe I do, I don't care. If the journal gets filled, I just put it in another journal. With that sun right in the middle, I'm not sure how I want to do this. What if I just plop it down right on the sun? Or do my journaling on the sun? Well, a lot of indecisions on this one. You can see when it comes to nature around the house, I could do a page lickety-split because I'm so used to doing that. Down at the beach, not so much. Let's see. Let me see if I have another picture I could put on this page. Well, naturally, this is going to turn into a bigger project than what I thought. I went to my cut up nature book, which is, don't lose the picture, North American, I think it is, North American Wildlife, and I forgot that it had some seashore stuff in it. So I'm like, oh, there's a little blurb about the white slipper shell, the eastern white slipper shell, and that's what the crab is in. So this is going to turn into a real nature journaling page, right? So I can add that, and then I thought I would save Miss Mermaid here for something that looks more like water instead of having her dive through the air. So I will put that aside. And I thought, well, maybe I'll put some flowers on the page. And I can't find this, but I'm pretty sure this is some kind of mustard plant, because you can clearly see that the flowers have 4 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4. So either I'll know what that is or not, but that's okay. I'll put it in there. And it's a yellow, kind of going along with yellow, orangey, blue theme here. And then I went over to the cabinet. I said, well, I found some other things that day besides the slipper shell. So I also found this clam shell. Now it's pretty worn out, but if I can identify it, maybe I'll put in that. And I think I have a picture with the shells. Oh, and there was another shell too. Is this a shell or a peanut shell? Looks like a pistachio nut. This is a pistachio nut shell that I found on the beach. Well, maybe I won't journal about that. Isn't that funny? I thought that was like a jingle shell, but it's not. I'm pretty sure that's a pistachio nut shell. And there's my skate case, my mermaid's purse. I got to get these things back in the cabinet so the cat doesn't get to them. I don't think I'll keep the pistachio nut shell though. So I'm going to look this up. This I've already journaled about. And I have to print out a picture. Oh, that's already there, so I don't need that. Uh-oh, the cat's here. Oh, and I found a picture of the ghost crab when it's an adult. And they're crustaceans, so either I'll just put the crab or I'll put the whole blurb in there. And let's see, so I'm going to put these away. I got to look this up. So let me go away for a minute now and look up this clam and maybe this plant, and this picture goes with this guy over here, and maybe that'll be it. It'll be like a nature journaling page. Okay, I looked through the book and I believe this is just the Atlantic surf clam. It looks like that. Pretty much. So I think this is a surf clam. So the shell's not going in the journal. This is going in the journal. My slipper shell's going in there. This I already journaled about. I threw away the pistachio shell. It is a shell, right? Pistachio shell, pistachio nut shell. I found one more thing at the beach. This is so exciting. I found a, wait for it. Where is it? Somewhere on here. A starfish. Ooh, look at that beauty. You don't find too many starfishes on the beach, but I found this special possum patty pink starfish at the beach. And this one was way up in the sand dunes where I found the slipper shell. So actually, I used this to carry the shells back to my blanket on the beach. So obviously, somebody's starfish washed ashore. So I can journal about the starfish. Sea stars. I found a sea star. I like that better than starfish. Sea stars. That is so cool. Okay, now Possum Patty, you're getting silly. But it is all about having fun. Even if you're seriously learning about nature, you should have some fun. Little pesty kitty's back. So this is where I found the slipper shell, and there's my starfish or my sea star. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so now I have a lot of things to put down here. Sea star. Maybe I'll back those up. It's going to turn into like a collage page. I got the Atlantic surf clam, eastern slipper shell, crustaceans. I don't know if I'll put that whole blob on there about crustaceans. I could, but I can go somewhere else. Kitty's got her paws here. Let's see. Mustard, yellow mustard. I'm not sure what kind of mustard that is. Oh, I was going to go look that up, wasn't I? Maybe I don't even need that. Maybe I'll just do it in the sunshine here. I'm experimenting a little bit with this look of a layered, with this paper, which I believe is jelly plate clean-off page, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. Must be, yeah. Just some paper I had in a drawer there, and I took some of this burlap ribbon. This is Dollar Tree. And I cut a piece, I cut off the wire, and I kind of stretched it out a little bit. And I glued it all down. I'm trying to see if I like this or not. If I want to do it to everything or just a few things. And what I want to put on each page. So slipper shell and crab should go on this page. But maybe I don't have enough for everything. So some of this has to be on something else, I think. What goes with that? Some nice stripes. Some nice stripes. Do you always put everything straight, or do you ever try to put something crooked? All right, let me play around a little bit more. I do like this, but I don't know if I'm going to do that to everything. So I'll be back. Well, I think I have just enough of this jelly plate clean-off paper for everything. If I use the crayon dunes to put across the bottom. So on this side, we have the white slipper shell. I'll glue that down. And there's my ghost crab, my baby ghost crab. And they're called ghost crabs because they sort of just disappear and blend into their surroundings. And I'll put him down here on this, so use this as the background. And then on this side, I'm going to make this one look like that one. I'll put a little burlap and glue that all down, trim it a little bit. And I will glue these orange strips down and somehow fit this all on these two pages and say a few words, I imagine, somewhere. Because I have no picture of the clam shell. I mean, I could take a picture, but that's silly. I don't need to take another picture. I'll just have these things here, and I'll write these are the things that I found on this date. Although I didn't find a real sea star, I found a little plastic sea star. I know. Who puts a plastic sea star in their nature journaling? Possum Betty does. I mean, because if you can't have fun, why bother, right? Why bother? I am not a, what do they call that? You know, stuck up nature journaling person. There's another word for it. I'll think of it like 36 hours from now. And let me show you. So I'll glue all this down. I could do that off camera. But let me just show you how I did this one. And then I'll get everything glued. So I just took a little piece. Now this has wire in it, so you got to be careful what scissors you use when you cut across. But I'm going to cut that edge off because I want to fray it like that. For some reason, you can save the wires and use them for different things. And then they come apart very easily. And I think something that's loosely woven reminds me of the beach. I don't know, fishing nets, whatever. So you just pull a couple off from the edges. And then to get it to look a little bit more realistic, once you've got some of those strips off, you want to pull them, but not pull them all the way off. So you can just kind of work them a little bit so that they move, but you're not really, you know, pulling it off. Some of them might fall off while you do this, but that's okay. So just kind of work it a little bit. Then once you get that edge off, you can kind of play around with it, get the look that, oopsie, get the look that you want. And I'm just loosening it up here. See, kind of make it more realistic. You don't want it all perfectly looking, perfectly. Okay, so see, now that is much better. Then you get all these little things, and you got to make sure you put them in the trash can so little TT the cat doesn't grab them and try to eat them. All right, now what I want to do is cut the orange paper down a little bit so that the burlap is sticking out a little bit at the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to rip it here. And down here somewhere, although I have to take off that nice white spot there, but that's okay. Like that. Okay, and I'm going to glue that down and then glue that on there. Like that. Okay, which side should I put the burlap on? So I put it mostly on the side with the words, and I think, should I do it that way here too? I could put on the shell side like that. I could do that. Am I going to fit this all on here? Yes, she will. Yes, she will. Somehow she'll do that. All right, I'm going to go do some gluing and some journaling, and I'll come back and show you what I've come up with. Well, now that was fun. First of all, the wildflowers are going to get ditched to another page. Sorry, but I got glue all over my fingers. But everything else, the critters are on here. So I left it just up to the critters. I love the little bit of the sun in the background, the bright orange of the jelly plate clean off paper. I like how that came out. And a little bit of nature journaling all around the pictures and illustrations. I love the burlap, give a little texture to the page. So I've got color, I got texture, I got information, I've got journaling. August 20th, 2022. Scarborough Beach findings. Now the white slipper shell is a gastropod mollusk, a marine in the ocean. Gastropod mollusk. And what's gastropod? Think of snails. Snails on land are gastropods. So that's kind of like a creature like a snail. And then we have the crab. All right, I stood up and I saw that the battery light was blinking, so where was I? Baby ghost crabs look just like moving sand. There's my baby ghost crab on the slipper shell. That's an adult ghost crab. They're nocturnal, so you probably don't see them when you go to the beach, but they are crustaceans, meaning they got this little crusty outer layer there. And just think lobsters, crabs, things like that. And I put down this one is about 1/2 inch in size. I have the word mollusk from the book because these two are mollusks. This one's the gastropod mollusk, and this one, the clam, is the bivalve, meaning it has 2 shells with a hinge on top, so they can open and close. Probably holding this up too high, not getting any light on it. And then I found a pink plastic starfish, which is not a real starfish, but I included the information here. Starfishes are echinoderms, which means spiny skin, derm for skin, echino, spines. And there is my very fun beach nature journaling page. And before I let you go, this is a real starfish. There are many, many different kinds. This is just one kind. Don't ask me which one it is, but it's one of the many kinds of starfish. And echinoderms also include things like sand dollars, and you can find these at the beach. I love these. Looks like a little flower on there. So these all had critters inside, and this was a critter. And the shells had critters inside, and of course a crab. So these are all my sea creatures for today. And I just want to thank you for coming along. And if you stuck in there while I did my little nature lesson, thank you very much. I am just studying the ocean nature right now. Seashore, New England seashore, ocean, seaside, sand, tidal zone, critters, and plants. So this was a lot of fun. You don't have to get complicated. Pick up a shell, find out what it is. If you're wrong, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. You can always make corrections. Being wrong is sometimes a lot of fun because then you actually learn something new. So happy nature journaling, happy junk journaling. Bye-bye.